What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So, of course, in Spider-Man PlayStation 5 gameplay is something we haven't got as of right now, but that being said, this game has just got a whole lot better. Now, as always, let's try and crush 9 likes, okay? It's been this weird goal that we have to just get this video to 9 likes and then leave it at 9 likes, okay? So, let's try and hit that target because we keep missing it by a long shot. And if you're new to the channel, hey, do me a favor and hit that big red subscribe button below, because that would be a really cool thing to do. But diving into this video, we got some really cool info regarding the DualSense stuff for, of course, PlayStation 5, but most importantly, we got something actually giving you a flashback to Spider-Man on PS4, and I know a lot of you guys will remember the whole Spider Cop thing, right? Well, it seems like there is something hidden in those files that have only come to light now. So we've got a ton of stuff to cover in this video. Go ahead, grab yourself some popcorn, sit down, relax, and let's just dive into this information. Now, starting off with the DualSense stuff. Now again, absolutely nobody has managed to have an experience with the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller as a whole as it stands right now, okay? But that being said, I mean, besides like developers and so forth, it seems like this is going to play a much bigger role in Spider-Man PS5 Miles Morales than you may have imagined. Now, the whole, I guess, statement that's come out is essentially the control is actually meant to make you feel like Miles, right? Or just Spider-Man in general, in terms of feeling his every single move, I guess we can say. Now, that being said, they done like a little interview, and one of the creative directors, who is called Brian, actually came out and said a few things, stating that we'll be hinting to players which direction attacks are coming from by providing haptic feedback from the appropriate direction. So you're going to be getting that feeling through the control, but then what's really cool is the enhanced rumble functionality will also be utilized in the exclusive to basically just demonstrate the power of some attacks. So this comes from Brian again, and he says, for instance, as you hold down square to do a venom punch, you can feel Spider-Man's bioelectricity crackle across from the left side of the controller, commenting into the right side on impact. So that is just really cool. I mean, we're taking it from vibrations to actually feeling what is going on, which I think is going to be really interesting and kind of weird at the beginning because, again, we've never had this type of experience, but I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out. Most importantly, I mean, in every game, right, like up till today, when you're doing a combat game and you hit some really good moves and you feel that vibration in your control, you just genuinely feel like, okay, that was really impactful, right? So I have no idea how we're going to feel when we literally get these electricity feelings going through the controls and so forth, but I'm super excited about that. Now, before I dive into the Spider Cop stuff as well, some of you guys might be familiar with someone on Twitter called Boss Logic. He's a super cool artist, and he's been doing this for a long time. And that being said, of course, we got the new Miles Morales screenshot, as some of you guys would have probably seen already, which shows, you know, the whole great situation of ray tracing, but this time with the puddles as well. If you know about the puddles, then you know. Alright, that was, I guess we can just call that a nightmare, but it was a real thing where puddles in a Spider-Man game were a big problem at one point. But it looks like with PlayStation 5 they've really got this down to a T. But what Boss Logic done was a comparison, but instead this time, of course, we got the Iron Spider-Man, we got the legs, of course, at the back. This looks really cool in my opinion, and I do genuinely hope that we get some sort of taster of the original Spider-Man in the Spider-Man PS5 Miles Morales. Even if you could play as him in like a specific mission, if he does make an appearance in something, I feel just getting that feeling of the new gen Spider-Man as a whole would be really cool. But nonetheless, of course, Miles is going to be that guy. Now, that being said, this does actually come from the mythical lands of Reddit, and it was actually posted a day ago, and it says Spider Cop model found in game files. Now, just to give you a recap, if you don't know about the whole Spider Cop situation, or if you completely forgot about it, of course, in Spider-Man PS4, he basically called himself Spider Cop as a joke in a cutscene, and since then, a lot of people were like, do you know what, how cool would it be, considering that, of course, Spider-Man works with the police in that game, if you can actually get a Spider Cop suit. And since then we've had literally tons and tons of different concepts, and now we've actually got a model found in game files, as you can see. So credit to Andre on Reddit. Again, I'll link the original post in the description below, but this looks pretty cool. I mean, it's a 4D concept, of course, and it looks really, really cool. It's something that we all really wanted to see, and hopefully we'll be getting this, of course, in the original. Well, I keep saying original, but we know that Spider-Man Miles Morales isn't actually Spider-Man 2. It's basically like Spider-Man, I guess, 1.5 to an extent, right? It's not number 2. Although it's a standalone game and it's got its own things going on, its own story and so forth, do not get this game mistaken for Spider-Man 2. When Spider-Man 2 comes, that's when we're talking the raw Peter Parker, right? We're talking the original Spider-Man, and that's when it's going to go down. So that being said, and seeing these models, I really, really do hope that they do show this, of course, in Spider-Man 2. That also being said, we haven't seen any gameplay, alright, at all, for Spider-Man Miles Morales. Again, this is probably going on to the delay sector with with PlayStation 5 in general, right? Like, we are still yet to see some really, really good footage. Although I know we've seen like comparisons with the engines and so forth, but like to see some Spider-Man gameplay raw on the PlayStation 5 is, I mean, let's put it in this perspective, okay? We are a lot closer than we have ever been to seeing some gameplay, because this game is meant to be releasing holiday of 2020, so that basically means that they need to show gameplay, if not this month, definitely next month. Like, it has to be 100% next month. Even if it's a gameplay trailer, there has to be something, but we already know that Insomniac Games have it down to a T when it comes down to their marketing. Anyway, look what they pulled off with Spider-Man PS4. That game, the hype it got behind that was absolutely insane, so I can only imagine how the hype is going to be when we see some gameplay, of course, for this game. But again, are we expecting a delay? I know that's also been like a question, weirdly enough. I genuinely don't think we're going to get a delay whatsoever, despite, of course, every game developer this year just going through one of the toughest times ever. Of course, the entire world went on hold, so I guess a lot of people have just had to adapt to different, you know, work types or work modes, but I think we're on the right track for this game. But guys, leave your thoughts on this in the comments below. I did completely forget to add something as well, and that is about a giveaway that I do every single month with Instant Gaming, and that is on this month again. So you have basically, I think it's like 9 days left to enter, so if you haven't entered that yet, click the link in the description below. Just to give you a little overview on it, you can basically choose a game of your choice. So you just literally type in the game that you want to get, then it will say console and so forth, and you just click submit, and if you get picked, then that is the game you'll go ahead and win. So really exciting stuff, but that's going to wrap up this video anyway, so subscribe for more awesome content. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.